Joseph. Oh my gosh. Hi, Melissa.
So excited.
My gosh. It is so good to see your face.
I know, totally. I'm so excited to connect tonight.
Oh my goodness. Okay, guys. So today we're going to be talking, I'm not just putting this all about Spirit Junkie Masterclass, but all things life, soul, business, the spiritual journey, taking action when it feels right and taking aligned action and everything like that. So why don't you start off, Melissa, with who you are? Introduce yourself.
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Melissa Capie, and I am a health and nutrition coach. And the name of one of my businesses is Soul Sisters Club, and the other one is Fit and Healthy Mamas. I work with moms to help them in their busy lifestyles get fit and healthy. But also I have a really big meditation practice, and I teach moms about meditation and self-care. I've been on this journey since 2007 now in life, business, spiritual path, all of that. And it was just being part of Spirit Junkie Masterclass for me was just another step along my spiritual journey path for myself, as just like meeting other like-minded women as much as it was for business as well, I think. And it was
for sure
one of the most amazing things I ever did.
Right, exactly. So if y'all haven't heard the story of how we met, did you attend Spirit Junkie Masterclass live last year alone? Were you alone?
Yes.
Okay,
so we were all alone. Yeah.
Yes,
and
that's
I
right.
met Laura first.
Okay, yes. So we all met last year at Spirit Junkie Masterclass live. So we were live in June with Gabby in New York City. So I keep talking about the live event, but everything from the live event is digital, guys. Gabby records everything and uploads it to her digital. So everything that we saw Spirit Junkie live and then all the years before that are all a part of her digital course. So if you hear us here, the live or digital, I use them interchangeable because it's very similar. She's not doing a live Spirit Junkie Masterclass anymore. It's strictly digital now, is what she said on her live today. So so we'll be using those interchangeably. So Melissa, how did you decide that Spirit Junkie Masterclass, live, digital, because you've done both, haven't you?
So yeah, I did have both.
Okay. So how did you decide to sign up? Like, how did you know it was right for you?
I followed it, just something pulled. I've known and followed Gabby for many, many years. I went to the Institute for Integrative Nutrition in 2006, 2007, and she was a speaker there. Very new, like when her first book, Add More In, came out. She actually like probably went on a mad like Facebook blitz and like friend requested people when her book came out. So like it was like way back then, and I was like, wow, she's pretty cool. I was young in the city. We're kind of similar in age, and so I had followed her for many years on and off. I had gone to so many book launches because I live in New York. So when she would have like some book launches in Manhattan, I would go to that. And I really and truly, one of the spiritual leaders that I admire for being so true to who she is and is very real. Like, I love that about her. And so I had always followed her. And I had seen 2 years ago, I had friends that did it. And I saw it, but I wasn't really drawn to it at that time. And I've taken other business courses, and I've taken other, nutrition courses and stuff like that, and spiritual courses. But I don't know, just didn't really pay much attention to it. And I don't even know, like, I'm on her email list and everything like that, but I don't even know that I saw it through an email. It might have been Facebook. I don't even know, but I saw one thing and I was like, I have to be here. Like, this is in June. I have to be here. I don't know why, but I do.
Yes, I love that point. I don't know why, but I just do. I'm just meant to be there.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And I did, and I just went on a whim by myself. I do a lot. Like, that doesn't, some people like, oh, I feel like I have to do something, but especially, and I mean, I'm sure you can agree with this, especially in this wellness field and people that are on this spiritual journey, it's just so cool and beautiful to know that you could turn around and talk to someone either side of you and feel like you've been connected with them forever.
Yes.
So there was nothing about it that made me feel hesitant, like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this by myself. And so I just went and I got a hotel. I stayed overnight, even though I only live 40 minutes outside the city. I was like, this is like the ultimate dive in self-care.
I love it.
And it was a really beautiful experience. I mean, for the connections that we made, even after the first day. I mean, I remember even before we spoke to you, when you stood up and had that vulnerable moment and talked, which was so great. I was like, I love this girl. She's adorable. And it was wild. And another funny thing, and then you could cut me off, ask me any questions, but was one thing that always happens to me, and I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but I don't know if you call it upper limit or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whenever I go to up level, I think I've talked about this with you guys in our little circle. I get sick.
Yeah.
So I lost my voice. So like the first day when we got there, I also had like a very raspy voice and wasn't able to talk that much. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even talk, you know? And I was sick, and even like my throat hurt. I went to Whole Foods. I was like taking all these like natural remedies. But even through all of that, I was so happy I was there and had an amazing time.
I love it. It was just so amazing how when we lean into these events that we're just called to and led to, how things just naturally unfold, right? We don't have to push. We don't have to shove. It's like we all naturally, there was 6 of us who became kind of like a tribe, a little group, a little Spirit Junkie family. And we just met each other. Everyone, all of us were there alone, and we just found one another. I mean, we can't make that happen. That's something of a higher power, right? God, love, universe, whatever it is. And that's what happens when we join these things. Don't you think, Melissa? Like when you just feel called and join, like that's what happens.
Yeah.
It's
and
awesome.
We were from all over, you know, and all different stages of life too. Like everybody had their own thing, which was really cool to see too, because, you know, there's no, as different as we are, we all had that same common thread of like, we're on this path to want more for ourselves, you know, and that's what it was. And it doesn't have to be for the same thing, you know, like the spiritual, I think with her program, it's way more, you could take so much out of it, you know, if it's just for your own spiritual growth, if it's for growth with somewhat maybe looking into some type of a business, or you already have an established business, or you're looking to get back in or get more connected. I mean, there's so much that it encompasses, I think.
It's so true. I mean, like, because she takes spirituality and business and marketing like authentically. It really is for everyone. You know, some people reach out to me and they're like, well, I'm not really sure I'm meant for this. I don't have a business and I'm not sure I want to leave my job or anything. But I was like, but if you're feeling called to it, that's when you know. If you are feeling the call, it is that person's responsibility to answer, right? It's our responsibility to answer those calls that we're feeling called to. So how did you take action on this call? Like, did you have fear? How did you work through the fear before it? Did you have financial fear? How did you go through that?
Yeah, I think for me, you know, I have my business, but I also help run a family business, as you know. So for me, I had this business full time a few years ago, and then I had gotten divorced and I had 2 young kids, and I also had to get back into helping a family business. So I knew I had this urge and this pull of like, this is what I'm meant to do. And I kept, I still in my heart of hearts, like, no, you know, and I was like, this is going to help me go back more into that, you know, because sometimes I felt like the last couple of years just dealing with 2 kids and a single mom and having also another job and all of that was so hard for me. And the money, of course, I mean, you think about that, right? Like, especially for me as a mom, like you think like, well, should I be spending this money for this, or should I be doing something for my kids at their, you know, camp that's X amount of dollars, or whatever it is, you know, so you do think about those things. And I just was like, this is an investment. And this is what I tell my clients. And this is what, you know, sometimes we have to talk about practice what we preach, right? So I tell them, like, you need to do things for yourself. Like and you need to be that example for your kids. Like, this is an investment in bettering myself.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just went with it. And I think, and it was funny because I'll never forget one of the things that Gabby had said right in the beginning. Maybe I believe it was on day one, and she talked about the late Wayne Dyer and his saying of don't, die with your music still inside of you.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had always gone to here, and I've talked about this with you guys, and then pulled back, and gone to here and pulled back. And like, I was like, I need to go because something's drawing me. And that was like one of the first things that she had said on that opening day. And I was like, yep, that's why I'm here.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love those light bulb moments. And I love that quote, don't die with your music still inside you.
Yeah.
Like we all are, I believe, and I know you believe, Melissa, like we all have a purpose here, right? We all have like a soul mission, whatever you want to call it, a purpose, something we're meant to live here and to give, whether that's our heart, be a mom, whatever it is, have a business, it doesn't matter, but it's showing up in our all, right? Showing up with all the love we have. And especially as divine feminine women, as divine feminines, this is what I kind of talk about with my women, is showing up with a heart open, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's so important for anyone who is thinking about signing up for this, like keeping our hearts open so that we can receive the callings, that we can receive the guidance that is meant to come to us, so we can receive those inspired actions and take action on them effortlessly, right? Without second guessing ourselves and freaking out about the financials and wondering how the hell we're going to make it happen. But as divine feminine leaders, I would encourage anyone who is kind of like freaking out a little bit or wondering, I don't know, with the money and this and that, like think about if you have your heart wide open, if you have your heart open, what would that feel like? What does coming into this investment, what does coming into this Spirit Junkie family feel like for you? And then take action from that place. Do you agree, Melissa?
Absolutely.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Definitely. And I think that when you do that, and the things that come up after, when you think of those things, like you're saying, oh, the money or something like that, that's fear talking. Yeah. Right. And like, that those are the things that are trying to pull you away. But if you just take that time and you are open, like you say, with your heart open, or you meditate on it and it feels like a genuine yes, and that's your first gut feeling, like that's what you have to listen to. And I believe that in everything that I do, I really do, because we do tend to then let sometimes that fear overcome,
Yeah, for sure. So I just want to encourage anyone who's watching, who's been thinking, oh, I think Spirit Junkie Masterclass might be for me. I've wanted to work with Gabby, or I've wanted to work with me, Rebecca Ann. I've been wondering if this was right for me. If you feel the pull towards it, if you feel that like soul calling, you feel it within your stomach, like, I don't know why, it doesn't make sense, but I just know I'm meant to be a part of this. Follow that, because that's when the miracles unfold. When you follow that like little voice within inside, that is the whisper, right? Of what Gabby calls the inner guide, right? That's that whisper. And as you listen to that, guys, it just gets louder and louder and louder. And you take these actions that are meant for you along your journey easier and easier. Well, I don't know. Sometimes they're not always easy. I still meet my fear.
Yeah.
But that's another conversation for another time. But so what do you feel like you accomplished? I really don't even like that word accomplish, but what do you feel like you got out of Spirit Junkie Masterclass? I know spiritual growth and all of that, but what is something that really you felt like you came away from that weekend, even if it's just one little thing? Like what stands out to you the most?
I think that when you're, first of all, when you're in that room of that energy, right? But even if it is being on, let's say, the digital course or something like that, you still feel that energy, and it like gives you a zap and a jolt. And like you were talking about inspired action, right? It's like, okay, yes, this is what I meant to do. And if you could stay in that energy, if you can keep that going for me. Like I go back to that. I tap back into that when I meditate, or, you know, because we do go in this in and out, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a mom. I have other responsibilities and duties, but I know when I'm coming out and I'm like, oh, I got to come back in. And I will be honest and say that, like, I tap into that energy because it was just something that is really inexplainable in terms of like how lifted you feel, you know, and how connected you feel. And you're like, okay, I can do this. Like I am going to, you know, whatever those actions are that you set for yourself, you're like, yes, this is possible. And I think the other thing to me that what I saw from her and I loved in her mentality is her like acceptance with being imperfect.
Yes.
Like she talks about taking imperfect action.
Yeah.
And sometimes we can get stuck in being like, well, this has got to be right, or I got to do this or that. And it's again fear and being able to make those excuses. So I think that for me, one of the biggest takeaways was seeing someone that's so successful. And like I said, real. Just be like, yeah, I'm willing, because I'm willing to be imperfect. And she says not to be whatever, but like, F it, let's go mentality. You know what I mean? And I really loved that because I do that. And I know it's also my fear sometimes of being like, well, I got to have this, you know, written perfectly before I put it out there. And it's like, well, no, like that could be for the next one. You know what I mean? Like if you don't start doing, you're never going to get better.
Yeah.
So I think that, not that I haven't heard that from a million other courses or classes or things that I've done, but for some reason, when it came from her, that was huge. That was one big takeaway. The other was like the friendships and bonds, like for real, you know, and I don't know about anybody else, and I had said this to you guys that day when we met and then we went to lunch that first day. I have people along this path, and I have a very best friend who's come along this path with me now too, and we do a Soul Sisters thing together. But like, I didn't always have anyone like a true spiritual running buddies, so to speak. You know, like I felt when I lived in Manhattan and in the city, I was so much more easily accessible to be around those type of things or people and stuff like that. And then when you become a mom and you're in suburbia and there's different things, not that it isn't more mainstream now, but I was missing like that connection. And when we started the book club after, and we had our meetups and we could be real and raw with each other, like that also was priceless. And that's not something that I necessarily would have expected or walked away like being like, you know, that's what I'm signing up for. But that was one of the biggest benefits.
It was. I mean, Melissa, I think you just hit the nail on the head. Like none of us went into that event knowing we would come out with like a group of 6 of us and meet on bi-weekly calls and read a book together and like discuss our deep dark souls together.
Totally.
It was awesome.
And lift each other up, you know, like it was so cool to have that experience of genuinely rooting each other on and lifting each other up and being real and honest and saying like, hey, you need to look at this. And like, shit, I do need to look at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that was really cool too.
It was. And I think that's, you know, that's the part I'm finding a lot of coaches and everyone else is talking about, oh, the digital course, it'll help grow your business and get you in abundance. And that is awesome. Spirit Junkie Masterclass will help you sell authentically. It will help you write your book, start writing your stories, get your story and transformational story and all of that down. It will help you with that stuff. But what impacted me most about it was the family, like the community, because I feel like now more than ever, so many women, you know, both of us, we were craving like-minded women to connect with on a deep level. So much these days, we're all connecting on a very shallow level, right? Via Instagram, Messenger, text messages.
Yeah.
But when you like enter Gabby's energy and you enter this community, it is like real connection, even on the Facebook don't
group.
you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, come on, people are sharing their souls. We're all cheering each other on. It's like, this community is real. Like, this is what people are craving. Don't you think?
Definitely. And it makes it
Yeah.
feel so much smaller too, you know, because you
Mm-hmm.
feel like, wow, this person's all the way over there, or this, that. But when you can connect that way
Yeah.
digitally and stuff, absolutely. The Facebook group, 1,000%.
I
I
know. Like so many of us women are craving that like-minded, finding like-minded women. And guys, you don't have to be just in person with these people. I know people on the Facebook that maybe meet up in their town or not. Sometimes all of our group, we met on Skype or Zoom, you know,
yeah,
one of the
yeah,
two. We, you know, like it doesn't matter where they are in the world. It doesn't matter because we're so digitally connected that we can hop on Skype together. We can hop on Zoom together,
totally.
have these connections. Like a part of Spirit Junkie Masterclass, it's the community, guys. It is
Yeah,
like the feeling of being held, known, supported, like being really seen. I think that's a good way of putting it.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's what, for me, that's really what carried, like that's what impacted me the most for sure, is the
yeah.
community, coming out with friends, and just that feeling of just being supported. I think, you know, so many of us don't
I
feel
agree.
supported these days. You
Yep.
know, we feel unsupported, especially as moms, Melissa. I know
Yeah,
so many moms who come to me, they're like, oh, I just feel so unsupported. I feel like I'm doing it all on my own. And I
yep,
feel like the Spirit Junkie family just like comes up and can lift you up, don't you
yeah.
think?
1,000%.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think the
So,
other thing too for me was like, I really was able to bust through some blocks that I had for a very long time. And I
yeah.
always like chipped away at them, but I was able to look at them with a different perspective, I think, which was part of it too for me. Um,
Mhm.
on the business end, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I had these limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
And again, I've heard things before, but for whatever reason, whether they were the way they were presented or with meditations or certain things, like I
Mhm.
really chipped away at some limiting beliefs that I had, and I think
Yeah.
it forever, really and truly forever changed me. I would say when I took the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, however many years ago,
Mhm.
11, 12 years ago, that was a turning point in my life. Like that was a huge, again, changing point in my life. Then I've taken courses and classes and retreats and everything since then. But I would really and truly stand here and say that Spirit Junkie Masterclass was another turning point in my life in a different
Mhm.
way. And that's 12 years later, but 100% it was.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
just so amazing. Yeah, and it's just, you know, and another thing is when you sign up for the digital, you know, we both, I know you work the
Yep.
digital, you have the digital, I have the
Yep.
digital, and you get it for life, guys. You get
Yes.
it for life. So I mean, and some people are like, oh, don't you get like grow out of it? No. Spirituality, no. This is, if I'm expanding in my next level, you know, I want to hit like a next level in my business. I go back to the, I'm not kidding. I was in
Yeah.
the in there the other day, and I was like, going back to some teachings by Gabby, because she's always dropping truth bombs, right? That are going to hit you at different times in your business, different times on your
Yeah.
journey, right?
Yeah. So that's exactly what I was going to say is like when you are at a different point in your life, you're going to pull something different from it. You know, what
Yeah.
you take, because same thing, I have the digital too. And like,
Mhm.
I'll listen to different things and I'll be like, wow, like I didn't get that before. Or, you know,
Yeah.
I was concentrating on a different part of it because anything you do is going to where you are in your life and what's going on in your life is what you're going to see and what you're going to be affected by. So you can do it over and over. And I have another course like that too that I've done
Uh-huh.
in the past. And same thing. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even realize like I totally missed that last time.
Right. Because guys, it's like, it doesn't matter where you are on the journey, right? Like it really, it doesn't matter if you're in the beginning, if you don't even want to start a business, you're in business, you're making a million already. It really doesn't matter what milestone
Yeah.
you're at,
Yes.
because it's all about the energy, like Gabby's energy, her talkings, her guest teachers talking, something's going to hit you, something's going to click in, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh. And then that's going to cause like a whole like inspired action from that. It's just, yeah.
Yes.
It's
Love the
amazing.
guest speakers. Love the
Oh my
guest
gosh.
speakers too.
Right. Raw goddess, guys.
Yes. Amazing. So
She
good. So
she
good.
is so good. There is one of them. She did a teaching on crossing the threshold. I don't know if you've watched it.
No.
Oh my gosh, I watched it the other day. It's about crossing that threshold, right? Of like, you're on the line here and your purpose is over here. You have to cross that threshold, right? Like go into it and decide, I am all in. And she's talking about crossing the threshold and how you do that and how you fully step in and dive head first into your purpose. It's an amazing talk. She is beyond.
Yeah. And she was one of Gabby's original teachers and mentors as well, like one-on-one teachers and mentors, and really helped Gabby bust through a lot.
Right. Exactly. Which it's amazing seeing them together. Like you can just feel the energy between these two powerhouses. I mean, that talk alone, I mean, the energy is just like, it's amazing. It's amazing. But guys, this year, I don't know if you know this, Melissa, but actually this year she is offering, so when you sign up for Spirit Junkie Masterclass Digital by Thursday, so today's Tuesday, if you sign up by Thursday, she is giving you a free ticket to her live event, August 10th, Spirit Junkie Live in New York, August 10th. I'll be there. Are you going? Yes. Oh my gosh.
So
Melissa and I.
So you have to stay for the weekend.
Oh yeah, no, I'm for sure staying for the weekend. Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. So come join Melissa and I, guys. No one, if you sign up for Spirit Junkie Masterclass, you get the live ticket. And like Gabby's giving so many bonuses. She's giving like $3,999 worth of bonuses. I'm giving $1,999 of bonuses when you sign up through me. I'll be taking you through a 3-month soul expansion program, and it's kick-ass. I have to say, I have some women going through it now, and this is all about expanding your soul life and business while meeting your tribe, while meeting your community, right? This is something that I'm super passionate about, is bringing women together, just how I was brought together with my Spirit Junkie family. I want to bring you into your tribe, into your family. Find your people who are going to support you along your journey and journey with them for 3 months to awakening your soul, going deeper. It's just all the things, guys. It's going to be freaking epic. Join. Well, Melissa will be there too in August with Gabby and everything. It is going to be so much fun. And Gabby's energy in those live events, I mean, guys, she brings it, right?
Totally. I had brought a few friends. She did another event we did when she was at Crapalo, and she didn't do Spirit Junkie Masterclass, which she may be doing this one. But she was like, oh my gosh, she's like amazing, like in person. I'm like, I know, it's insane.
It is, guys. It is insane. So come join us. Join in on Spirit Junkie Masterclass Digital. This course you have for life. You can return back to the teachings. I'm still returning back to teaching. Melissa said she goes back. And this year, she actually added like some meditations. She put her Kundalini stuff in there too. I don't know if you saw. She updated about, so she has like her Kundalini things in there. God is my publicist, business basics, boot camp. She updated a lot of the interface and put a lot of new content in there. It's fire. I've been going through it again. So
you're like inspiring me. Now I got to go back through some stuff again too.
I know, right? But guys, Spirit Junkie Masterclass Digital, join it. You know, if you go with where you're called to. I would never tell someone to sign up with me. It's always where you're being called to go. I will always inspire you, inspire my friends and my family to follow your soul. Follow that calling within you, where you feel like you're being called to, because that's leading you somewhere. That's the magic. That's when the miracles will unfold. So follow your soul, dive in with us. I'm so stoked for all the community and the women signing up with me though. And just everything that's going to unfold, I know is going to be no short of magic, because that's what happens when we co-create with God, love, universe, when we allow this energy to come in, and it'll just teach through me. So it's going to be fun. Melissa, do you have anything else to say, Melissa? Any other inspired things to say?
Or just say, if you feel called, I hope to see you there, whether that be in person in August or on the Facebook group.
Yes. Join, guys. When you join, get on that Facebook group. It is so, the Facebook group has been like off the chain because all the new people are joining. I've been loving it. It's like bam, 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 new person. Everyone's sharing their story, like how they're leaving their 6-figure corporate jobs and coming into this purpose and coaching. And I'm just like, I'm mind blown at all. I mean, I'm just mind blown. It's it's been so beautiful and so amazing. So if you're called to be there, join us, reach out to me. I am on Instagram. I'm the Blue Empath. So you can message me for any details and all of the things. Melissa, thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, I'm happy we did this.
You are a powerhouse. You're a mom. You run businesses. You run a family business. I mean, you're a damn powerhouse, girl.
And still have that spiritual practice. It's a
yes.
must, right?
Yes, you do.
Oh, I like that.
You always.
I'm glad that we connected.
Oh, I'm so glad we connected and that we get to be along with each other during this journey and support one another. And, you know, I put on my Instagram story today, I don't believe in competition. I just don't believe in competition. It is about supporting one another. It is about divine feminine unity. And this is true right here, guys. Met her a year ago and she knows so many things. So many things about her. It's just, that's what happens when you follow your soul, guys. You end up with a beautiful tribe like this. So thank you, Melissa.
Bye. Good night.
Bye, guys. Bye, Melissa. Have a good night. Ciao. All right, guys. Thank you for watching tonight. I am your host, Rebecca Ann, Divine Intuitive Healer and Soul Expansion Coach. If you are ready to dive into Spirit Junkie Masterclass, I would love to have you. When you sign up with me, you get $1,999 worth of bonuses. I'm going to take you through my 3-month program through Soul Expansion. It's going to rock your socks. I'm going to connect you with women. We're going to create this amazing community of women because this is what I do best. This is what I love to do. I love to create communities of women, bring them together, share their souls, heal together, and to upgrade together. So if you're ready to dive into Spirit Junkie Masterclass Digital, you will get the free ticket to the event in August. Reach out to me, message me. I would love to have you. I'm so looking forward to welcoming you all and all the ones who have already signed up. Hey, y'all. And have a good night, okay? Sending love, sending light. I love you so much.